In Georgia, I would think there were 3 or 4 cases that really stood out of physicians who had repeatedly offended and continued to practice. One of those physicians is a doctor by the name of William Almond, who has now practices in the Atlanta area. He was in the military and was dishonorably discharged after having sex with a psychiatric patient. He went to work in the Augusta Jail and was accused of improperly touching 3 inmates. Those charges went away. He comes to work in Paulding County, and lo and behold, the same thing happens with 2 patients at the WellStar Clinic. A lot of my reporting on Dr. Almond has focused on what happened in Augusta. A nurse by the name of Joyce Peters provided very important corroboration to the Sheriff's Department. This was almost 20 years ago, and today she still remembers it very clearly, and she's still outraged by it.
We never had a relationship the way doctors and nurses have relationships working together. Dr. Almond started early kicking me out of the room from the beginning, but I knew something wasn't right, something strange was going on. It wasn't until an officer called me at home. She said, "Well, Dr. Almond came in today." And I said, "He wasn't supposed to come in." And she said, "Well, 3 of the inmates are claiming that he has molested them." They accused him of bringing his penis out and ejaculating. They accused him of locking them in the room with him until they stopped crying. These women were quite specific in the things that they reported. All 3 of them, from the 18-year-old up to the 45-year-old. I was interviewed by the city detectives about the case. I wrote in as much detail as I could about the doctor showing up when he wasn't supposed to be there, about him asking for specific female inmates, about him slamming the door in my face, about him asking me repeatedly, why weren't more women putting themselves on sick call? But after I got the phone call from the officer at home, every piece of the puzzle fell into place. And then I realized that he had been manipulating me and using me to get what he needed. After he was arrested, we never heard a thing about the case. I never saw him again. Dr. Almond was just gone.
Two females came into the office, and one was the mother and the daughter stated that she had an appointment a few months back with a doctor at WellStar Hospital, and that the doctor did some inappropriate acts with her while she was on the exam table.
That's not something you can forget. It ain't Dr. Almond's fault that I'm mentally messed up. It's not that. It doesn't make no difference whether I am or ain't. He shouldn't have done something like that to somebody.
She was very credible. She never once changed her story. She was very adamant of exactly what happened to her. She didn't leave out any details. So she was very credible, very credible. I did speak to him at the hospital, and he didn't deny or he didn't admit anything. I got the feeling that he thought he was untouchable too.
A lot of people take advantage of mentally handicapped people, older people, any kind of people. People take advantage of people every day, especially the women.
He lost his job with WellStar. It went into the criminal justice system in Paulding County, and it hung around for years. And even though he was charged with child molestation, it was pled down to simple battery, and after all that, he still kept his license.
I just can't believe that the system is failing the victims, the community, and all of us, especially as women.
I'm absolutely speechless when it comes to how this doctor could keep going from place to place and having the same sorts of complaints made against him. We're not doing something right.
Quite frankly, no one has told me that I shouldn't be practicing medicine in the last 10 to 15 years. Okay. The past is behind me, and I don't care to go into that at all. And quite frankly, a board order obviously comes with sanctions. And so the force of those sanctions makes you think. It makes anyone think. You're going to go, you know, what did I do here? How is it perceived? Why was it perceived that way? What do I need to do to be different and to change? In the last 15 years, I have gone through a lot of I guess educational process, because quite frankly, I enjoy being a physician. What I don't enjoy is, as no one would, is feeling like I have to look over my shoulder because once you have one complaint, there's a target on your back. The facts are that people looked into these things. It was investigated by all the authorities, and what happened, and I accepted that. And I have gone on. That's where I am right now.